watched the Joe Budden podcast. Nigga Joe was dancing his ass. His ass. Fuck am I saying? His ass off, man. I don't know why these niggas hate each other. Let's get to the bottom.
Know how that can go. But to really understand the story, we have to take it back to the very beginning. Joe Budden was an early supporter of Drake and has never been shy to express his admiration for the man. In the same breath, his classic mixtape series was very influential to Drake's sound as well. Before So Far Gone, Drake is invited to Joe Budden's girlfriend's party, and this is where this video is taken.
You should be proud. What's going on? Tahiri looks great tonight. Congratulations.
Tahiri looks great.
Unbeknownst to Joe, Drake already had a thing for his lady, Tahiri.
Drake and I was getting to know each other. Dinner.
This nigga Drake always fucking with somebody's bitch, yo.
Concert. Song with Dolphins.
There was a conversation.
Yeah, we gotta finish the video. I already know what happened, bro. Yo, Joe, I don't even blame you, bro. I would have been dancing like that too, bro. Respectfully, bro.
Between the two of you about Tahiri and her being in Dominican Republic with him.
Drake got a lot of hoes in common with niggas. Me, there's a few of us out here with a few hoes in common. Yo, I know you fuck my bitch. I don't care.
And in the future, the Eskimo brothers will continue to cross paths. Now you need to know that Joe Budden's second home is the strip club.
If you don't work in New York strip clubs, none of y'all are there more than me. I'm there 3 to 4 times a week.
And I ain't gonna lie, all the bitches in the club knew Joe's name. Oh my God, Joey! How you get the bitches in a strip club to just know your name like this? All of a sudden, they open that shit and spread the red carpet for that nigga.
Some of Drake's best records were inspired by dancers. He even mentions them by name, plus he has never been shy to express his love for the strip club.
Live at Starlets, you know what I'm saying? My baby mom on the wall over there.
Say thanks, Drake!
Who spent the most money with you?
I would say between Drake and Rick.
So naturally, they engage with a lot of the same people and have been publicly tied to a lot of the same women.
I would say between Drake and Rick.
So naturally, they engage with a lot of the same people and have been publicly tied to a lot of the same women. Publicly tied to. So naturally, they engage with a lot of the same people.
Bro, what the fuck, bro? Nigga, you got a problem. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all niggas should not have this much in common.
People and have been publicly tied to a lot of the same women.
Do you care about him retiring stripper jerseys?
He used to date like at least 2 of these 3 women, right?
I'm not gonna speak on any gossip shit because I be knowing more than other people, so I don't know what.
Drake makes retired stripper jerseys.
Other people know, so I'm gonna shut up about it.
Respect that girl, forget she's a porn star, let her be your world, yeah.
Sophie told me she was an urban model.
He knows. Oh, nah. Joe Budden's pool parties? The fuck?
Before any sort of beef went down, they had been friends for years and would hit each other up just to talk shop. Drake at times would hit him up to check the temperature on certain women, but that's later in the story.
Drake calls me while I'm in Sin City. He called me and he asked me some shit that'll remain between him and I.
Let's get into the start of the beef. By the time Views dropped, Joe had already started his podcast, and during his review of the album, he sounded extremely passionate, as he always does.
Views tells me something is wrong. I turned the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now.
I think that kid on that album that I heard sounds real fucking uninspired.
I think you are so much greater than me. Because my only point here is I think Drake is greater than even Drake knows for himself.
It wasn't a unique criticism either. Many people had similar things to say about the album. The energy he had portrayed on his projects beforehand was missing from Views. Joe was also worried about Drake's well-being as he could clearly see something was wrong.
You talk about a man that has been hinting at stuff. This meticulous man has been hinting at things.
I'd be damned if something happened to Drake because he feel like he don't have no one to talk to. Just go listen to the end of...
Yo, what's up with that nigga? Dumb. Look like a dog chewed on that shit.
Views. I think he is fighting a huge fight behind the scenes, but he has to tippy toe.
2 years after this, Drake would admit at this time he was really going through it and had turned into something he didn't understand. But in the heat of the moment, he didn't take kindly to Joe's criticism.
I was having trouble figuring myself out in rap at that time. Right. I was a very defensive individual, you know, just coming off the situations that I had come off of. And I was having trouble trying to make, you know, rap music where I was able to peel back the layers. And so there was a time where I actually thought about taking all the rap off of Views and just making it like an album full of music that made me happy with melody.
The first disc came from the song No Shopping with French Montana. Before this record came out, French teased it in a Snapchat video.
Bird, I ain't never take a first shot. Pump it up.
The MC who loves to battle and is always eager to rap got a little too ahead of himself by dropping multiple diss tracks because of a damn snippet. This worked against his favor and gave Drake more of an excuse to not have to reply.
They put a clip on Instagram and Snap with just that pump it up part. I think that part gets lost. He initiated this, and when I heard the record, oh, then it was on.
But then it went into 5 different freestyles going at Drake.
4.
Come on, bro.
Since we hadn't heard the song, he looked like he was the angry, jealous, and disgruntled old man who came at Drake for no apparent reason.
You're honestly the oldest person I know who loves Drake as much as you do.
I'm almost upset that I've positioned myself in this way where it seems like I do not. Niggas with hoes, we listen to Drake sometimes.
So the only replies he received from the petty king was super passive-aggressive, which he's also a master at.
Do you feel some type of way that Drake never responded?
He did respond. He responded multiple times. I had a grand presentation to get to, but he ruined it.
Well, how did he ruin it?
We couldn't get to the end because he kept DMing me.
Drake then releases 4 PM in Calabasas, in which he takes some very obvious shots at Joe.
I love it. This is hard. We all should love it. Actually, the takeaway from this should be, whether you think Joe Budden is crazy or not, you didn't get this Drake on his album.
He then dissed Joe again in 2018 on Diplomatic Immunity. A clever play on words, but at this point it's starting to get weird. Why keep spinning the block on somebody who you claim is a failure and a nobody? Especially when you didn't retaliate when this individual came at you. You were sending DMs and acting fake
on his album.
He then dissed Joe again in 2018 on Diplomatic Immunity. A clever...
He said, I've seen Budden career turn around. I said, man, career judging their peers. He played off his last name. I get it.
Play on words, but at this point it's starting to get weird. Why keep spinning the block on somebody who you claim is a failure and a nobody? Especially when you didn't retaliate when this individual came at you. You were sending DMs and acting fake when clearly this was bothering you.
And I thought the shot was great and clever, and I'm glad that he made it seem like y'all were friends and then did the shot. I respected that more than anything.
That's the okie doke.
Chess move.
That's not trash that a nigga does that 2 years 2 years after?
Yeah, it's trash.
Come on, Maul.
Is it trash?
Come on, Maul. Even after he DM'd me?
That was a chess move. Set you up.
And told me that he supports me? Damn, my nigga, you gonna DM me and then turn around and like, damn, that's craziness.
Whatever he
ain't
got
no love
with
in
Joe
this.
is some other shit. I think it's women between them. Like, it just boggles my mind that Drake, the biggest artist on the fucking planet, this isn't the first time he's addressed Joe.
Joe Budden retired from rap to enter the podcasting and media space, a point which Drake always seems to use to discredit him, but let's really look into this. Budden has always been steps ahead of the culture. During his prime, he worked on Hot 97 as a radio anchor and was told by his label he couldn't do it because it would confuse his fans.
$250,000 a year to do radio at 24 years old.
I was in heaven. I loved it. The label came to me and he was like, you can't do both.
Why?
You have to pick a career.
Fast forward to now, we have artists who have booming rap careers and successful podcasts. He was also super early on the YouTube vlogs and was clowned heavily for that. And now this is something that every artist is encouraged to do. Clearly, being a culture commentator has always been a strength of Joe's, something that makes him millions now. To me, Drake's disses are merely words of a bitter man.
I had a point. I would have loved to get to my finale.
Which was?
Oh no, I can't say that.
You gotta wait.
OVO niggas start acting up again. I just know a lot, that's all. In the back of my mind, at some point, I always knew if Drake were to really be taken down, you would need to involve the women.
I believe Joe knows certain things about Drake which would shock the world if revealed. He keeps hinting at knowing a lot more about Drake than most, especially when Drake prides himself in taking people's girls or pushing their narrative. The only person he hasn't gone down this road with is Joe Budden.
Drake smashed your girl.
Jesus. The fact that you put that wife line in it. First of all, I see what you lay with. I see what you create with. I see what you walk with. I don't want you actually saying my wife's name. I don't. Somebody might misconstrue that with
you actually knowing her or something like that. I'm not with that. We're not gonna play with that.
Which is the same confusion that's going on currently with Kanye.
Drake don't do a diss, like an outright diss song where it's a headshot. He gonna like go and DM every single girl in your family, every single girl.
What's wrong with this nigga's head, bro? I don't even know what to say. Alright, bro.
Ryan family.
This is Drake's MO, man. He fucks everybody's baby mom, everybody's girlfriend,
Oh yeah.
His ex-girlfriend. This is just what he does.
I think the diss tracks that Joe put out were to bait Drake into responding with his own diss track, exactly like how Pusha played it. But Drake didn't bite when it came to Joe, and instead he played petty games with him behind the scenes, throwing a few jabs and then making friends with him again.
Now, I know that this just seems to be our relationship at this point.
That's what I keep telling him. You playing cool with niggas that's not really cool with you.
Let me remind you that this is the music industry.
Drake pays attention to everything, so there's no way he doesn't see the time he's being praised by Joe Budden. I believe he simply chooses to ignore them all. Another thing Joe is notorious for is pool parties. During one of the lost pool parties, Drake got on Joe's live to troll him, telling him to play one of the diss tracks to see if it'll ring off, amongst other things. Back to being passive-aggressive again, while still throwing low blows.
Yo, but let me ask you, why did you troll me?
This crib, but no, he didn't.
Back to being passive-aggressive.
Niggas said your crib look like the party looked like it's sponsored by Four Loko.
Again, while still throwing
Pump it up with sound, nah. Bro.
Low blows.
Yo, but let me ask you, why do you troll me this way? Honestly, like, you don't think it's hurtful to me?
Why? What do you mean? It's with an encouraging undertone.
But all the other OVO dudes kick it with me.
I know. Everybody fucks with it.
You're the only one that.
Nah, nigga, Drake got that snarky type nigga attitude that you just want to punch him in the face. I ain't gonna lie, he got that type of face. You just want to punch him.
Like, avoids me for some strange reason.
Never avoid you. I just don't see you. We're never in the same place. We have an interview to do for like when the album's ready. I don't want to do this right now.
For the next 2 years, Joe would be a lot more diplomatic when it came to any Drake topics. This became apparent to me when CLB dropped. He was clearly holding back on what he really thought about the album, and instead he chose to big up Drake, as he always does.
I'm not rushing to no take. Y'all saying it's mid. I'm saying, if I got Kanye last week, and I got Drake this week, I sit in a pretty good spot no matter what I think of these albums. Tell me what you think. Enjoy the music. See, I want to get back to that. Don't restrict me to having to have some grandiose take off of 2 listens. Let me go finish experiencing this.
So when this album drops and Joe finally gives us critique, Drake jumps off the rails with this response, which is very telling. Yes, we've seen him get at people who gave him bad reviews, but this one was a little different. It felt very personal, like he was waiting to get this off on Joe, but just needed the right time and situation.
This just felt like something that was being harbored for quite some time.
There's a lot more personal shit than people know.
I just felt like Drake said, "Oh, you finally said my name again?"
It wasn't.
Now I could say everything that I've been wanting to say because they pretended to be friends during the pandemic and fake squash stuff.
I feel like that nigga Joe just got tired of Drake playing with him. It makes sense now, because I'm like, yo, why he talking so crazy about Drake? Every fucking podcast he do, he's always talking crazy. This shit right here makes total sense. You done slashed this nigga's girl how many times? You cool with him, you're not cool with him. Y'all piece it up, y'all don't. You talk crazy about him, because I remember when he... That big ass essay he wrote on the academics, what was it, his Instagram? Joe just got tired of his shit. That's what it looked like. He fucked with the kids' music, but he looked like he got tired of it. That shit makes so much sense now. Damn, alright.